Today's show brought to you live from Lounge Media Group Studios. It's Pedro and the Freight Hound with the Logistics Lounge. The views and opinions expressed on this show by its guests are not necessarily those of Lounge Media Group or the show host. So if you sue someone, make sure it's the party responsible for hurting your feelings. Also, grow up, be an adult, and understand not everyone thinks like you. And that's okay.
Yo. What's crag-a-lagging? Mr. Hound, how are you doing, my friend?
Cold, man. I'm cold. It's
What's temperature there?
flooding here, and we got some snow last night, so been in the house, dude. But doing good today, man.
That's good. I said, how cold is it there?
Freaking like 25 degrees.
Oh, we're the same. We're at 24 here. We had like 3 minutes of snow this morning.
Yeah, what?
3
3
minutes of
seconds of
snow.
snow?
3 minutes. It was weak, bro.
Oh,
Yeah, it was weak.
you'll get it
Yeah.
one day, man. You'll get
Yeah,
that
yeah.
snow.
Hey, I ain't worried about it, bro. I don't feel like I'm missing anything. Believe that. Let me tell you what. People
Yeah,
down here don't know how to drive
birds.
that shit. Anyway, how's the rest of your day been, man? How's your week been so far?
Been good. Got a new customer today, working with some current customers on expansion and all that stuff. So, just getting the year off on a good start still. How about yourself?
Man, my day's been good, week's been good so far. Yeah, man, today, really actually proud of myself on something, man. I don't know, it seems stupid, but dude, getting that, I told you that load I got booked, man, for
Yeah.
that seafood customer, man. That thing is over $500,000. You know how hard it is to find a carrier with $500,000 in fucking cargo insurance
Yeah, and wants
with
to run that, dude.
reefer
Seafood is
with
scary.
reefer breakdown, with the reefer breakdown coverage that matches that. Like, man, oh my god, it was crazy, man. I mean, I even went tried looking for spike insurance or rider policies, and shout out to Jessica from United Commercial Insurance. She was going to hook me up, like was squaring me away with a little policy and stuff, but and ended up finding a good carrier, man, and actually talked to Jessica about who their provider was, and Jessica was like, "Oh, she's like, that's a good carrier. If they got insurance to those people, she's like, they don't just mess with anyone." So, yeah, man, that sounds pretty good, dude. It's really glad to be able to make that happen, man, for my customer. They usually run it on their own truck, so um,
Yeah.
yeah, pretty good shit, dude. But otherwise, good stuff, man. Knocked out some calls and stuff yesterday, and had a great time at the late night freight event by that Nathan Cheney and Chris Pride Supply Chain Social Club put on last night. That was freaking amazing. Our second one, dude. Sucks that you had to miss it. I know you had your
Yeah.
your your homie in town and stuff, so completely understandable. But dude, met some killer people there, dude. Like just absolutely amazing folks that showed up, man.
Yeah. Hell yeah, man. I am bummed I missed it, but it's always fun. Make some great connections there. So
Yeah,
everybody
it is.
listening, be sure to register next time. Get on the
Dude,
train. It's cool.
hey, you are not lying, man. Everyone needs to, Hunter. Like, I'll tell you this. I met a guy last night that is going to be able to help me gain some business from a customer I have, and they do stuff up in Canada, and I don't have any carriers that go all the way over towards to Prince Edward Island, which is where their stuff is coming out of right now. Nor do I have any Canada carriers that will go clear across freaking Canada over to the other dang side, to the other coast. And met this guy last night, man, in there that dude, that's what his company does. They do primarily focus on LTL, but he's like, man, he said, I can do some FTL open deck stuff for you. And it's like, man, are you kidding me? Like I'm losing out probably on, I don't know, 15 grand in revenue a month, on
Yeah.
this customer. It's not a lot, but you know how it is, man. When you're able to service every part of a customer's needs, like that's how you start, being a single source provider, for your customer. They only go through you, not using other people. So, and that's what I try to like to be able to do, which just like this high value thing with my guy this morning, he's like, hey, I don't know if you can do this. I was like, I know this could be a pain, but let me know. And I was like, dude, for sure. So, love it.
Hell yeah, man. That's what it's all about.
It is, man. It is. All right. Let's go ahead, chop out some news, and then we will get to these wonderful individuals. Hunter, I picked this news today specifically for you and our buddy Steve. I'm going to make sure I send this over to Steve. This is some really good news for him that I feel. So today's news, as always, or as of recently, brought to you by ar.pro/trucking news hub. All right. So, ever since the vid and all the issues that we had with the port backups on the West Coast, the East Coast and the Gulf ports as well have been getting a lot of love, and there's been a lot of money that has been being put into these ports, so they can bring in bigger ships. And the port of Charleston, South Carolina, on Tuesday, they marked the largest box ship, and I've never heard it called a box ship, Hunter. When we're done, maybe you can explain that. I don't know, but I say
I haven't
at
heard
least
it called that either.
yeah, that's I don't know. I didn't know maybe it was a difference, but they clocked the largest box ship / container ship in the gateway's history. The steamship line OOCL, there's the ship Iris with a capacity of 16,828 20-foot equivalent units or TEUs, and more than 1,200 feet in length, berth at the Wando Welch terminal. This beats the previous largest ship record, which was the Marco Polo, and it holds 16,022 TEUs, and that came into Charleston in May of 21. At 52 feet, I found this kind of interesting. Charleston has the deepest harbor on the East Coast. I would never have guessed that. The Port of Norfolk, however, in Virginia, they are currently dredging to 54 feet, but that is per congressional orders, so they can be able to accommodate new class of aircraft carriers there at the base. So it will be deep. I don't know if it'll be, allowing it to service any larger ships because of that, but we'll see. This ship here, the Iris, was christened this last December, and it is the second of 10 new 16,000 plus TEU container ships ordered by Orient Overseas Container Line, which is the acronym OOCL. And this is the first one in the group that has actually been delivered. The vessel is scheduled to join OOCL's Trans-Pacific East Coast Express service lines, which also go to port of calls in New York and Savannah. Asia is South Carolina port's largest trade lane. They say over 50% of the cargo that comes into Charleston here is out of Asia. So yeah, Hunter, dude, I think this is good news for a lot of things, man. Obviously for carriers and brokers, forwarders, that operate and have the ability to do things, in the Charleston area. Ship like this, being able to bring in, more containers, that means more business. The article also talked about, the money that they're putting in this. They've been doing this, dredging this out for over a year, and they're also going to have some more money that's going to go into the port that is going to allow for them to intake more ships and and do more trade. So really positive. Hopefully, all the tariffs and all this BS that's going on right now, that stuff won't majorly affect it too much. But either way, I still say good news.
Yeah, definitely good news, man. Charleston's one of my favorite ports to work out of, so that's great to see. And I didn't know they were the biggest on the East Coast, man. I thought that would have been Elizabeth, but I mean, dude, that just goes to show, man. Like, I wish Long Beach would get it together. I know there's like way more freight coming in just because of the China trade route, but like, dude, it's so much easier on the East Coast, man. I love it.
Yeah,
but yeah, I haven't heard it called a box ship before, but I kind of like that.
Yeah, I haven't either, man. So I wouldn't. Like I figured I would ask you. I was like, oh, maybe it's a specific kind of container ship or something. You know what I mean? And that's just like the model of the ship or something. I don't know.
I mean, carrying boxes. It's a box ship. So
yeah. Yeah, there you go. Pretty interesting. Pretty interesting stuff. I think this is good. I think we did some news on the port in Houston. They put in some money. They had brought in some new cranes. Bought some land up to do some expansion. Savannah did some last year. We talked about that, and here we have Charleston doing the same thing.
Yeah.
So these are all good things.
Yeah, man. I mean, it's a direct result from the pandemic too. Like, like when Long Beach and Oakland started just getting slammed, man. Like, Houston and all these other ports, man, they had to start picking up the slack. So I'm glad to see that they're still rallying with it, and especially, man, the South, like they're really. It's a booming little economy down here, man. Especially, with the I think it's the Peach State rail system that feeds out to like all of the mountain towns and stuff in Georgia. So, it's definitely good to see that. But
I think it is all good stuff, and in my opinion, this just adds to the strength of and the versatility of our supply chain. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, here's going to be here though, man. Does that volume last, and like, is there going to be enough capacity to support?
Hunter, here's how I see. Even if it doesn't, man, again, this is this is us looking towards the future of our country's need for importing and exporting, man. You know what I mean? Like the reason obviously all of the stuff happened in Long Beach with the weights and all that was because like we weren't prepared for that type of inbound freight, in that instance. And it showed
Yeah.
how weak our supply chain was, man. So, even if
I think
doesn't last
there's
for
more to
now,
it than that. But don't get me started, man.
no,
Everybody was like over preparing.
I know, but my point is, I still see that this is a super positive thing, even moving towards the future. You know, I mean, even if,
Yeah, I mean,
this will help us support that larger capacity, man. And gives everyone again, it makes makes our supply chain more versatile. Instead of having to ship a majority of stuff to the West Coast or just a few ports on the East. Now we're expanding and being able to bring in larger ships and more
yeah.
cargo into
And
it.
dude, I think they're definitely taking notes, just to end it on this, like definitely taking notes from Long Beach, like properly building the infrastructure and like making sure that it runs smoothly, man. Because if anybody listening has dealt with Long Beach or, those ports out there, man, it's a nightmare. You can't do anything really, man. And it's just a pain in the ass. But, you got Wando and North Charleston out there, man, like really taking care of their people. So,
yeah, I agree, brother. All right, sweet, man. We'll go ahead and get off that, man. And yeah, bro, appreciate you. We need to do more drayage stuff, Hunter. Like we need.
I'm
To
gonna get you into it one of these days.
Yeah. I'm interested into it. But I just, I don't know.
Talking about benefiting your customers, bro. That's my the onion approach, man.
But that's why I have people like you and Christy Knitchell, and you know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah,
so,
but dude, I mean, you know what I'm saying. But all right, let's get to our guests. They're over there itching,
I
man. I
know.
can see Alex
We're
down
all
there
rambling
getting
here.
fidgety.
That's right. Yeah. Be quiet, Hunter. Quit talking. All
Yeah,
right.
coming from Rob.
WireBee, everybody. WireBee.
Hey guys.
Welcome.
That Joe?
Hey, how's it going?
Freight Hound?
We are fantastic. How are y'all?
Oh, we are pretty good. Well, I shouldn't speak for Alex. I'm doing, I think, better than him.
Yeah, poor Alex. We're gonna get into that. We'll get into how Alex is doing. But Mia, you tell us about your day, your week. How's that going so far?
So far pretty good. Only like a dentist appointment or two. Some customer calls. Was listening to you guys chat a little bit about the insurance situation you had with that fish load. That sounds crazy.
It sounds small, but or it sounds like it's not a big deal. But I mean, you got the average is $100,000. You know what I mean? That's pretty bad. 250, that's okay common, but $500,000, people like carriers like that are dealing with high value niche freight. Like they're not on the freaking load boards or anything. You know what I mean? They're, they are not receiving emails from brokers and everything. So it was a little bit of a challenge. I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah, it's not an easy thing to write. I remember once in my parents' company back when I was like, 18, helping them out. One of our regulars called us and asked us for one specific lane to up the amount to like 400, and our insurance went berserk. They were like, we can't do this. So good thing you got that covered.
Yes. But your day, your week, how's it been, Mia?
It's been good. It's just cold up here in the teens. You wake up, your door's frozen, like trying to figure out whether or not you should even drive. But it's good. Can't complain.
Good deal. You could complain. You just got to find someone to listen.
I don't know. Make us proud here. We're from Cleveland. We can always complain. It's too humid or too cold. I mean, that's the two main seasons we have here.
Yeah.
Alex, what about you, brother? How are you? How's your day? Your week?
Listen, I can complain, but I will. So speaking of your little previous thing, with the vid, man, I got hit with the vid again today. I was just like, man, come on, not again. It's just been weird. Like I had some like weird back pains, and I was like, I know I didn't pull anything, and I was like, I called my doctor, and they're like, take a test. And I was like, nah. Did the test, I did too, and I'm like, No, man, not again. So I feel good. Just I don't know. I don't even know what the protocol is nowadays. I'm just, I guess, gonna keep doing what I'm doing. I work from home anyway, so you know.
That's great. That's awesome,
But
man.
yeah,
So it
other than
sucks
that,
that you got the vid, but it's awesome. You work from home and you have to do anything else, and everything else is going good.
exactly. All I got to deal with this, with the snow. I don't, I got to go out there and shovel it, and I have a snow blower too. But listen, sometimes you just got to shovel that snow, just for good old time's sake. You know what I'm saying?
Just to do it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was thinking about that today, man. Working remote kind of sucks. Like, it definitely has its perks, but like, you can't really have a snow day when you work from home. Like,
It's
I
just
hate it.
every day.
Yeah,
You know.
that's when I might catch the vid on a good snow week. Just put me down.
Yeah. I mean, it's especially with the back pain and everything. You got to stay home.
Yeah, man. Can't work with a hurt back. Gotta have posture to type and everything. It's just not efficient.
Yeah. So other than that, just shoveling some snow, doing some coding, just doing pretty much everything that I have to do. Just keeping busy. Can't afford to have a down day right now. So COVID, no COVID, here we go.
That's facts.
So
Got to keep at it, man. With that, growing your company, brother. You can't let the sickness get you down, dude. Can't let it slow you down at all.
No, the vid is gonna get me. I'm not gonna get the vid.
And for your snow shoveling problem, man, you need to get you one of those snow blow torches. Have you seen those?
I've seen those. Yeah.
Yeah, there you go. Man, go up there and make quick work of that stuff, man.
Oh man, I think there's some ordinances around here for that. I got some trees in the front, and pretty sure they're gonna come after me for doing something like that.
You're not supposed to point it at the dang trees, Alex. Point it at the ground. I mean,
I know, but it would be so much fun though. It'd be like,
yeah. The saying, if they're cold, if you're cold, they're cold too, man. So
right.
What Alex is saying is he's the reason that we have warning labels on products.
Who,
Yes.
me?
There you go. Yeah.
Listen, those puzzles that say like 6 to 8 years, I do those in 6 months. So.
Oh, God, dude. Oh man, holy crap! Where's our sound? Hold on, here we go.
That is me. That's me.
Can I have one of those for him?
I think she wants
every day in a meeting.
Oh, that's awesome. That's good stuff. Alex, you're hilarious. I know. I think you're hilarious. I know Mia does.
I mean, not yet, not on this call, but outside of this, I'm pretty hilarious, right?
That's true. That's true. All right, hey, we're gonna get into the thick of it right now. So, we start y'all off with the same question we ask everyone, and that is, who is Mia and Alex, and how did y'all get to be the co-founders and the tech guy over at WireBee?
All right.
Alex,
ladies first.
Yeah, ladies first.
Ooh, burn, man.
I mean, listen, me as a lady, so she gets to go first. Plus, I get to correct her later, so it's fine.
So I guess I got to give you guys a little bit of a backstory before I get to, WireBee. I'm from Ukraine, so my parents came here in 2000, and my dad, got his CDL like any other person trying to make it work. And a few years down the line, he got a few trucks. Now, fast forward, 20 some years, and they're in the Cleveland area. They have a trucking company. It's a fleet of almost 50. They have maybe 60 or 70 trailers. They do all dry van stuff. Got a warehouse here, pretty large warehouse. So do some 3PL, have a couple of tenants in there. So I grew up in trucking. My parents, through all of it, have probably done, I don't know, half of the different types of freight that you could do. They've done car hauling, dry van, reefers. Now they're on dry van only, and they're very specific on lanes. But there's a lot of trial and error. Different fun and crazy stories for sure have happened. I've been involved with operations of it before, during, and after college, just helping the family out, and then eventually realizing that this is the industry I definitely want to stay in, because it's a great industry. It's relationship based. There's a lot of issues to be solved on a, every freaking minute of the day. And with that said, with trucking, with freight brokering, with warehousing, that's kind of how it led to WireBee's development with just being with the right guys, with Alex and our other co-founder, Andre. We were able to solve for some things that we thought were missing in the industry. And, here we are. We have customers who are happy, and we're super excited to be helping other players in the space.
All right. Gentlemen, next.
Yeah.
Got it.
Finally.
Right. So, I'll take this a little bit back, not as back, as Mia. I didn't grow up in the freight industry or anything like that. I grew up, mostly technology. So I worked a lot of different technology jobs, and actually, I've known Mia socially for how much, like 7, 8 years now, Mia?
Yeah.
Yeah, so like the way we met too is kind of interesting because we met socially before we did business together. So we're kind of acquaintances. We met actually while doing Latin dancing, social dancing, at a studio here, and then we just talked and we became friends. And then actually, to take it back to the vid days, she mentioned that they have a warehouse, right? And everyone got sent home. I was working at a big company, and we got all sent home, and Freight Hound, as you mentioned, the working from home thing gets tiring. So I was like, hey, listen, I got to get out of the house. Like, do you have a place? Can I just come and work out of your warehouse? I got to see some people, just staying at home. You don't get to see any people, especially in the beginning where everything was new and it was like, what's going on? And, a couple months in, she's like, yeah, just come work here. So then as I go there, we start talking about different things, what I'm doing, what she's doing. And at the same time, we were talking with Andre, our other co-founder, and then the rest is history. We're just talking about different things. And initially, we actually started on doing something more on the financial side in the industry, right? But then as we kind of learned more about the industry, so it's kind of pretty interesting how like all of our backgrounds aligned, right? So Andre has been very successful in the VoIP industry, like from the early 90s. You guys remember Skype, right? Like his company was one of the first companies that like sold service to Skype when they started making Skype for free, right?
Wow.
Yeah, so he's been in this industry for a while. So then we kind of just I don't want to say merged our synergies, right? Because that's too business speak, but merged our synergies. And then here we are a couple of years later of just trial and error. And like Mia said, right now we have customers, and it's been a bumpy ride, but here we are.
Cool. Awesome. Thank you. Mia, we're gonna go back to you. So first and get a little bit of more meat and potatoes here, as we say in the South. So you come from a family trucking background, dad at CDO, you guys got trucks, warehouse space, all that stuff like that. So what where along did the idea for WireBee come at? What issues were you experiencing within your family's businesses was like, wow, we need something like this in our industry?
It's actually along the way. I co-founded brokerage, and it was a specialized brokerage. We handle LTL primarily, so a little different from our current customers, but same idea. And it was in the communications. A lot of it was track and trace, like the amount of time being spent on the phones, just trying to figure out what was going on with our customer shipments. It really led me to search for a solution. And then at the time, and even still, I feel like in that specific space, there's not anything that is solving for that issue. So we started to look at, okay, well, how else are brokers communicating with carriers? And we started talking to my network of broker friends, which is pretty vast, especially here in the Cleveland area. And we realized that they have absolutely no visibility into who they're talking to. Once a load is posted onto a load board, who is calling you is just a complete black box. So we decided that we could help with that. And Alex could go into further detail on this. We realized that this is definitely a need that that we can easily fix. And when we started talking to our broker friends, we started kind of building out little bits and pieces, and it morphed into what it is today. But a lot of it really began at that small, like, okay, I have a problem. I'm wasting too much time. I don't know how to scale my own company. Let me look for a solution, and it didn't exist.
Love it. Alex, we're going to move to you, and I want you to give us the meat and potatoes on what WireBee does. And if you want to share your screen, you can use the present thing down there at the bottom and pull something up so people kind of get a visual. But run us through the technicalities of it, man. What this thing does, how it's making people more efficient, and I put a bunch of hype in this post that I made. So don't let me down, Alex.
I will try. I'll try not to. I mean, we have the Browns here in Cleveland, so we're kind of used to that, but hopefully not on this podcast, right? So basically, when we first started this, like Mia was saying, the first thing was the phone calls, right? And Andre has a lot of experience with the phone calls, and I have experience in technology. So he was like, there's a lot of fraud going on here, right? Everyone's kind of solving a lot of like financial issues, and we're like, what's one of the things that no one's really solving for that right now? So it was the phone calls, and you're not really sure who's calling you, right? And especially coming from the telecommunication industry, we know that there's a lot of things you can do. I think my FBI agent is listening to this, so I'm not going to specify all the things you can do, but we know you can spoof your email, you can spoof your phone call, you can spoof your caller ID, whatever. So we're like, we can solve that. We know how to do this. So why don't we, right? So initially we started just with the caller spoofing aspect, detecting that. But then we're like, hey, the calls go already through us. We can do so much more. So we put some different things together, and we showed it to some of Mia's contacts, and they were like blown away. They're like, yeah, we definitely need this. So basically what Mia was talking about, right? When someone calls you, you don't know exactly who's calling you. You just see the caller ID. It might say ABC Trucking and their whatever 1 2 3 4 phone number, right? But is that really ABC Trucking? Can you trust that? What if it's someone just spoofing their caller ID? So let me show you a little bit of the platform, because it might be a little bit more easier to explain.
And while Alex is pulling this up, I forgot to give a little backstory on how we met. So I was introduced to Mia and Alex and Andre through our good buddy Dale Prax, founder of Freight Validate. Y'all know Dale is always trying to find a way to catch the scumbags, man. People trying to squeak through and use any method they can to try to commit fraud and theft and all these things like that. And somehow Dale stumbled upon these folks. And I don't know if it's finished yet, but I know you guys were going to be integrating with Dale somehow or whatever it was, but that's how we met. Hey, the lounge collective at work again, Dale saw these folks like, man, you really got to have them on your show and bring some visibility to them.
Man, Dale's the man. Like when we met Dale, I was like, man, I'm glad I'm not doing any fraud in this business, because Dale, man, he'll come at your house and with a baseball bat,
That's right.
like right there, break your kneecaps. If he could, he would do that.
Hey, say his name 3 times, man. He will comment.
I don't have anything to worry about. I'm cool. So, all right. So this is kind of what our platform looks like, right? So this is a little bit of the call history. This is one of the brokers that allow us to use their data. And whenever a call comes in, we put it through some checks and validations. We ask them different questions. We ask for MC. We ask for the load that they're calling about. And then based off of that, we're able to look up, phone numbers, see if these phone numbers come directly from FMCSA. So there's a lot of things we can do that with the actual phone numbers. And then the main thing that we started with is this little thing here, right? So we're showing you that this OKM trucking phone number here, there could be some spoofing possible here, right? I mean, it's different phone systems. Some of them don't implement all the different protocols, and sometimes they might show up as, this call might be spoofed. So I'm thinking this probably is a VoIP call. Yeah, it's from Envoy. So it's not really, one of the, it's one of the bigger carriers, but they don't provide all the signals. So we're just telling you, hey, if you're, especially if, if Pedro was booking that high value load, take another look at these guys. Make sure that this is who they say they are, right? So we provide two different signals here: spoofing possible, and then the higher one is spoofing likely. So what we let you do, and learning a little bit here too, a spoofed caller ID, the easiest way to identify it is, like your bank, when they say, hey, if you get a call from us, don't give your details, just call the number on the back of your card again, right? So that's what we do. We let you basically call back the same phone number, and if the same person answers, then you already know, oh, okay, yeah, this was the correct number. But if someone else answers from this OKM trucking and they say, I have no idea what you're talking about, we weren't trying to book this load with you, then you can mark it and say, okay, this was someone actually trying to spoof this. So because we have that, and now we have the calls, we can do a lot of different things in the system, right? We can get load information. You can actually go back and see all the different loads that people called on. You have lane history in here. You can see when someone calls you, they'll be notified if the load's already been covered. So just a little bit of short overview. I don't want to bore people here or anything, but because I can get pretty excited about this and I can talk about this for hours, but I'm different.
Yeah, and go ahead, Hunter. Sorry, I thought you were going to say something.
I was just about to make a joke. That dude, John Knapp, it's just funny that he's been using that a ton, because I would immediately think about like kidnapping my freight with that last name, man. Give me with some nappage.
No, John is awesome, man. He's the car manager at our. This was actually our first client, right? Our kind of beta customer that we grew up with them, right? Man, I go to the office there, and me and John, like, he'll book some loads, and we'll talk about different things, like what he wants to do, right? Because we want to build this for the reps, right? The reps telling me what they need, what they would like, and they're like, we didn't even think of this, but he was like, man, I wish I could just block some people, So like, yeah, we can definitely do that, So we built that feature for them. So John's the man, except when he tells me that something's wrong, but that doesn't happen too often, but sometimes it does, and then I get to fix it. So
there you go.
Okay, so to get back to the how the system helps with the efficiency and helps with brokers. So with this, what all type of information can you put into this? So when the carrier calls, what information do they get? Can you give them pickup times? How intricate can you get with the amount of stuff that you give the carrier and allow them to make a choice, and then also allow you, the broker, to make a choice to funnel the call and actually speak to the person?
So it's the cool thing about that is it's configurable, right? And I think that's why our customers love us is, yes, we pick up every single one of our customers' calls. So not a single call gets lost. WireBee will talk to every carrier calling in, and we will give as little or as much information as our customers want from our system. So we'll pick up, we'll collect all the relevant information on the carrier. We'll then ping our customers onboarding tools, whether it's Highway, MCP, RMIS. We'll go into that software. We'll check out the carrier for them. We'll then make sure that the carrier's calling if they're legitimate and if they're passing the criteria. We say, okay, cool, you could haul freight for this customer. And then we find out whether or not they're calling on a load that's actually active. And we could potentially weed out a carrier if they're calling on a load that's been covered, if our customer doesn't want to spend the time in the moment talking to that carrier. So we could get anywhere from just picking up the calls and collecting the information, displaying it to our customers, all the way to, okay, well, you want us to negotiate on your carrier's on your behalf, we could eventually do that too. And I guess, like, future forward thinking, the lane data that we're collecting, I think, is like the real benefit of WireBee, is that even though you're not necessarily going to talk to all the carriers calling you today for that load that you have from, say, New York to Florida, but when the season flips and you don't have that many carriers going down there, you could always refer back to that lane, and you could call out all of those carriers and try to get quotes from them and see if they have trucks available.
Yeah, I think that is it. That last part is a huge additional value to y'all's system, and we'll get into that here in a second as well, because I know we want to spend some time on that, because that was honestly one of my second favorite thing about it, about the system. The first thing is what this is doing. Everyone, if y'all aren't tracking, what WireBee is doing is you as a broker, you're allowing them to integrate with your system, and you are giving them the load information. You post these loads on the board, and you put in the load information to the WireBee system, and they're taking all the calls for you. They're basically screening your calls and eliminating, people that possibly aren't going to be a good fit for you, that don't fit your criteria, all these stuff. And we all know as brokers, you can't answer every call, even if you have a team. Some things slip through the cracks, and even when you are getting the calls, I don't know what percentage we could say, but let's just say a third of them are just a waste of our time, right? They're tire kickers, as we call them. They're just calling to waste your time and see if they can get some ridiculously stupid rate or whatever it is out of you, and or they waste 10 minutes and say, "Oh, sorry, the truck just got booked," right before you send them the RC. So, and also with the fraud stuff, I think that this is another incredible tool. I know that's kind of beating a dead horse, but let's be real. I mean, this stuff is not stopping, and it is just continuing to grow, and they're continuing to get smarter, and we're having to, continue to evolve and come up with better tools like WireBee to help all of us, and I don't know how you guys feel, but I don't feel this is just for brokers. I think this is a layer of protection for brokers, carriers, and shippers. I mean, for every single one of us. I don't think this is just helping brokers singularly.
Yeah, we feel the same way. So, the idea would be that the next step would also be to have this for carriers, right? Because you also, as a carrier, you want to know the broker that's calling you. You know what I mean? So
yeah, do they have an active bond? How long have they been in business? What are other people saying about them? Every single carrier does their own check as they book a potential new shipment with a new broker, and it's just these checks take a lot of manpower and a lot of time that we're trying to bring to the forefront. We want you to have that information at the moment that you're supposed to engage a specific individual, whether it's a broker or carrier. We're trying to help you mitigate risk, book your shipments as quickly as possible, and make sure that those shipments are booked with reputable partners so that your shippers are happy and you're not paying out in fraudulent claims.
Right. So actually, I wanted to mention something too. Am I able to share my screen? Can you guys see my screen?
Yep.
So one of the cool features too is we have this thing called the selective queue, right? So as Pedro was talking, you're not able to take all the calls, perhaps, right? But the calls that you do take, you want to take the calls that you're kind of sure that you can do business with these people anyway, right? So with the selective queue, what happens is all the calls, they come in a specific order. Once they pass validation, let's say you post a load and you're going to get like 20 calls at the same time that do pass validation. So you have 20 people in your queue. Right now, you just answer, you answer the first person. If you don't agree on a price, you answer the next person, and so on and so forth. But you're kind of stuck to answering them in the order in which you get those calls, right? And there's no active calls right now to show you, but it would show up like this, basically. You'd see everyone that's in your queue, and you can look at this and say, okay, this OKM trucking, they're passing my compliance. They've had a good authority for over 2 years. And this is actually their number that's in the FMCSA database. And they're also complete in my carrier portal. So I'm going to choose to talk to them first. Now, if I don't get on board with them, maybe I'll check this SBNO next, right? I can see that I can skip some people here because, it's going to be maybe more difficult. Like this person's not even enrolled with me right now in MCP. So this just makes it a lot easier to kind of weed out and find the best carriers for you, like really quickly. And then, the other ones, you still get all the information at the same time. You're not losing any of that. Just wanted to mention that little cool feature because,
Yeah, no, that's awesome, man. I definitely know, like, back in my beginning days, man, you get a hot load and, like, you can lose those people real fast, man. It's so frustrating. Like,
Right, because maybe someone calls you immediately, right? While you're talking to them, you have like 10 people on the line, and while you get to number 2 and 3,
Yeah, man, nothing more infuriating than dealing with Landstar and ABC dude, especially those Glendale days, like when the vid was big time, man, and like the Armenian Mafia. I hope y'all are not listening because I like my life, but dude, rampaging,
wait, which
building
mafia?
brokers left and right. Huh?
Which mafia was this?
The Armenians.
Armenian? Okay.
Yeah, Frank Caviar actually went over there and like did an interview with him, and it's kind of sketchy. Like I think one kid got
Oh,
that was over there. Yeah, it's crazy, but
well, Paul better be careful then.
yeah, I wouldn't mess with Paul, man. He's a big boy.
Well, yeah, but you go to a different country like that, you never know.
Dude, honestly, man, I think those Serbians get a bad rep. Like looking at their like soccer games and basketball games, and it's a beautiful country out there. Like I would definitely kick it out there, man.
I just love how Mia just straight fucking let out that giggle when you said that. She goes, like that. I want to know what that's about, Mia. There's got to be something there. Like,
Hey, I grew up with the Serbs. They're
did
freaking
you?
crazy. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
Serbs. Where are you from?
I'm from Ukraine.
Ukraine? Okay.
Yeah, we get dog on each other. We're all from that part of the world, you know.
Yeah, I'm from Romania originally too, so.
Hell yeah. I used to work with a bunch of Polacks over there, man. They were cool as hell. They ran a trucking company and then like somehow had a vodka. I don't know. I think there's some suspect information going on there, but yeah, cool people. Definitely love to have a good time.
Right,
Yeah.
yeah, we all like to have a good time.
Definitely. And so Pedro mentioned Dale, right? We actually got introduced to Dale by one of our customers too. So I just wanted to say, shout out to our customers, man. They're the best. Like there's no better there's no better feeling than your customer referring you to other people. You know what I mean?
Have y'all talked to the boys at E-Carrier Check?
Yeah, you're the one that's kind of keeping track of this.
I don't think we have. What do they do?
No, y'all definitely should because I know they kind of Pedro.
yeah.
You can correct me if I'm wrong, but they do have like I don't know if they made it or who they use, but they have like a phone call system, kind of like like what you guys do. But yeah, very cool people.
Yeah, and they also have a ton of data on carriers and brokers and shippers. Like they collect a bunch of data. Basically, they're a tech company to help with like verification and validation of everyone. You know what I mean? Carriers and brokers. It's called e-carrier check. They originally were just trying to make sure carriers were in line, but now you can look up broker MCs and everything, and like it shows you, and they have their own scale of like risk factors. If people, if there's reports on them from freight guards or other things, it doesn't show the freight guards. But it just says, hey, like there's been these type of reports, or they use VoIPs, whatever this stuff. And so they give data and everything too. And really good guys, Jared Ross and Nate Marquez, amazing individuals.
Yeah, we should talk about this.
Yeah, we'll hook y'all up. I'll put y'all in a DM. Yeah, in LinkedIn. Amazing.
Yeah,
guys.
they have their own. They have their own podcast too. They do it on Friday mornings, I think. Right, Pedro? Yeah. Yeah, that'd be
well,
good.
dude, they do them all the time. They were on today
that's
with
right.
Kling and Smith. Yeah, but Friday is their main day at like 10 a.m. So, but yeah, they do all kinds of like little pop-up ones and everything. So yeah, we'll connect y'all. Those would probably be some great folks for y'all to talk
definitely.
to.
Yeah, I mean, I still think that the best one is the when freight validate, because it's just a yes or no. So whenever that happens, I just imagine Dale sits there and he's just like, that's one of these.
That would be an awesome meme to make, Pedro.
I'm going to get Dale to record
From
that.
the Gladiator, dude.
Yes, I'm going to get Dale to record that.
It's going to be like play the music and make it all dramatic.
We're gonna make it. Yes. That is a great idea. Thank you.
That's why they don't let me design these things, because that's what I would put it in. In our window, it'll just be Dale doing this. Boom.
Yeah. They
don't let me out. They don't let me design these things. They're just like make it work in the background. We'll make it look pretty.
Right. Okay. So let's also get into the other major benefit of this, and Mia, you were leaning into it a little bit ago, and that is the ability of y'all's platform to also help with capacity solutions. what in addition to receiving these calls and helping filter through and make things more efficient, you're also saving this data on the specific lanes and stuff that these carriers are calling on. And I'll just let y'all take it from here. How does that work? How are you helping us to build those better carrier pools and support capacity for our shippers?
I think our vision for WireBee is to have a comprehensive carrier relationship management within WireBee. So, right now we're doing inbound calls, we're screening these calls, we're making sure that people calling you are legit, they're calling for the right reasons, you're picking up the calls that make the most sense to you. But next steps are make these phone calls out of WireBee as well. Send out emails through us, send text messages out through us, be able to book shipments quickly when capacity is up or down. So, when calls are coming in to you, we help you mitigate some of the call volume spikes. When no one's calling and the lines are dead, we're helping you place the calls out, send out those emails, make sure that you're getting capacity booked with legitimate carriers. So that's where we're headed with that data that we're collecting right now, and we're collecting a ton of it. Just because imagine you have 10 loads a day, you post every single one of them on the load board, you're going to get 20 calls per load on average, or 7, whatever that number is. So we're capturing all that call data and we're tying it back to the load, and we're able to then pinpoint which of these carriers are interested in which lanes at the time, and that changes throughout time. So we're then able to feed the algorithm, adapt, and then continue to help our people, work with good carriers quickly.
And how long do y'all hold that data in there? I mean, 6 months, a year? I mean, is it infinite? What?
As long as AWS doesn't run out of space, neither do we.
Because a lot of customers are seasonal customers. You know what I mean? So you may have everything good this year, but you take a 6-month break off, and we all know carriers go out of business, things change for people, so forth, so on. So it's good to know that you could access that data, next year, next season, and go through all those calls people have placed, on those lanes and stuff. And so that's good. And explain a little bit more how how I say this. I don't want to say classifies, maybe that's the thing but I guess classifies, what lanes carriers are calling on. How is it receiving the data? How do you know, hey, these are the carriers that called on my Dallas to Houston lane last week or last month?
So right now, when you get a call, we ask like which load are you calling about, right? So the callers are either able to give us a reference number or just tell us like I'm calling about the load from Cleveland to Chicago, for example, right? And then we'll pull up the loads, and then once they confirm that that's the load that they're calling about, we mark it in the system. Okay, carrier ABC called about this truck, right? So like next week, if you have another load from Cleveland to Chicago, you can go back and search for the lanes from Cleveland to Chicago and see who called you. And then, ABC carrier will pop up that they called on that specific lane. And, we're able to also see kind of when they've last been active. So as you mentioned, right, if someone called us a year ago on this load from Cleveland to Chicago, but we haven't seen any calls from the specific carrier in like 6 months, right? We're going to make sure that carrier doesn't show up at the top because we haven't seen them in a while. So they might not even be in business anymore, right? So we'll show more recent calls.
And are you able to to filter through that data if you go back to it, Alex, Mia, say, hey, I only want to see the calls I got from people that pass my criteria, that pass my validate systems with freight validate or so forth and so on. Are you able to do it that way?
Oh yeah, absolutely. So before you even start placing calls out, right, we're going to show you a list of all the different carriers that called on that lane, and also if they passed or they didn't pass, or if they're still blocked or they were blocked at the time, or basically anything you can see in real time now, you'll see before you place calls out. Sorry, man, this vid seems to get stronger. I don't smoke, so this coughing is organic.
Maybe you
That's
should
like-
smoke. Isn't that like the two wrongs make a right or
Right.
something like that? What's the saying?
Sounds good to me.
Fucking Alex. Alex is the guy you go to on Friday night. He's like, hey man, I've got this really crazy idea, and I think it's
Yeah,
gonna be
dude, I'm
super
saying.
fun. I can't give you all the details yet, but you just got to trust me. You'll never forget this. Alex is like, well, I was going to sit here and watch a Hallmark movie, but why the fuck not? Let's go.
Or
Yeah,
my
no questions asked. Just what you got.
Yeah. Why not? Why not?
Or sometimes I'm actually the guy that's telling you, let's do something. You can't ask any questions, right, Mia?
There it is.
Yeah.
There it is. Are y'all going to Matt's?
Mia?
I don't think we are going to Matt's.
Boo.
Good.
You're too close not to
Good.
be going.
If not that, you need to go to the Broker Carrier Summit.
Yeah, we're
Definitely.
trying to go to that one for sure. You guys are going to be there?
Yeah.
Yeah, we got a code.
Yeah.
All I got is
Oh,
the
yeah?
code. Yeah. What is it? 10% off, Pedro?
Yeah. Something like that. Sure. Whatever he said. Dan Lindsay, if you're listening, that was Hunter that made the prompt. I'll play. Yeah, we got a code. We'll get you code. I don't know. I think it is 10% off. We can get you code for that. Matt's though is free.
Matt's is
That's
the one in
his free.
Chicago?
Mid America Truck Show. It is in
No,
In Louisville, Kentucky.
Louisville, Kentucky.
Which one is that? I don't remember. Mia's in charge of all these things.
Matt's is
What
the
is-
biggest trucking show. It's where you go to take a look at the cool rigs.
No, it's
Yeah.
so much more than that. So much more than that. It is.
It's very big. I've never
It-
been
it-
actually. It's
No, it
a
is. You're right.
dream of
You're right about
mine.
everything. But I mean, it's not just like the rigs. I mean, everybody goes to that thing. Like it's crazy.
Yeah, I'll stop you right there, Pedro. Don't tell her she's right about everything. We don't need that
Yeah.
kind of negativity around
I
here.
know. We don't need to create that type of negative environment for you in the workplace. I know. I'm sorry, Alex. Please forgive me. Y'all should think about going though. I mean, it's I don't know how far it is from you, a couple hours at most, and it's
It's like
free.
5 hours.
It's free
Good time.
to get in,
Nice.
I just go wherever they send me, man.
and you can come hang out with us.
There you go.
Yeah. It's gonna
Listen,
be
I have
about-
a plan. You can't ask any questions when I come out there.
dude. Listen, you don't have to. Look, you better make sure you bring enough bell money. You hang out with Mr. Potato, Mr. Hound. All right.
All right.
We. No, I'm joking. I'm joking.
Don't threaten me with a good time.
No, it's gonna be a blast. Hey, y'all should look into it though. I mean, a lot of networking goes on there. I mean, there's people from every side of the industry. Tech people, brokers, carriers, manufacturers, truck builders, all kinds of stuff. Just a good place to go rub elbows. And again, it's free. It's not that far away from you guys. I mean, cost a hotel room. And so yeah, there you go. Think about it.
Yeah.
But
Good.
yeah, so yeah, you did. And Broker Carrier Summit, definitely though. Y'all definitely should go to that too. So Matt's Broker Carrier Summit. And the first one for Broker Carrier Summit is April 17th, 19th,
Yeah, it's
something like
coming
that.
up
It's
here.
in Indianapolis. I'll look it up.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's like
That would be a
4
good one for y'all to go to as well. That'd be really good. And they are still looking for speakers for the Broker
Really?
Carrier Summit.
Really?
Just
I was
saying.
actually just emailing them to see if they're looking for exhibitors.
No, they
Maybe
don't do
bring that-
exhibitors. Like Dan Lindsay has a hard thing. There are no booths, no vendors. You can be a sponsor, an attendee, or a speaker. But so like the whole point of the Broke Carrier Summit is to not get everybody distracted by booths. You know what I mean? Like, I mean, it's to bring people together and do, have talks and roundtable type things and social type meetings to where people can just talk about what they do, make business connections, and just connect and network, versus again trying to sell someone a product. You know what I mean? So yeah,
Right.
but
I respect that approach.
That sounds great. It's
really good. It's really nice. We went to the one in Texas last October, and it was wonderful. It really was. I mean, absolutely fantastic event. And they do two main events a year, and they're doing a like a little nationwide mini tour where they're doing like one day or evening events or something like that. So
That's cool. Yeah, and we're from the Midwest. 4 hours is like that's all grocery shopping basically.
yeah, exactly, man. I mean, I'm in where I live in Texas, so it's the same thing. 4 hours away, and that's like, that's a day trip right there, dude.
Right, pretty much.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So, all right, hey, we're getting up to the hour mark here. Want to give y'all a chance to, say anything additional. If you guys got anything that you want to add, things you don't feel that we covered, let's talk about that, and then we're going to get a little personal. I didn't get um Mia sheet, but boy, did I ever get yours, Alex. And I want to talk about your time over in Taiwan there, working in the red light. No, I'm joking.
I was like, wait, did I actually put that there? Because that was supposed to be censored out from there.
No, seriously. No, let's do you guys have anything that you want to additionally add to this? That we talked about WireBee, you think that we didn't cover, and then like let's shoot the shit for a minute. Let everybody get to know y'all a little better.
I guess just the one quick thing I wanted to add, if there's anyone listening that's interested in, just taking a look further into what WireBee does, our onboarding is super simple. We offer free trials. We don't have commitments. We really believe in our product. Our customers do too. So we have yet to sign up anyone for a trial that hasn't wanted to stay on. So I'll leave it at that.
Right. And the one thing I want to say too is like, and I think we just told that to the Freight Hound here. Like, if you go on a website, it might not be exactly clear. Come talk to us. We're quite approachable. At least I am. I don't know about me, but I'm quite approachable. So come talk to us. We'll do a demo. Real easy. We'll talk. We'll see what if it works for you guys. Again, I don't make the website. It's marketing stuff. We're redoing it, but they definitely won't let me make the website, which is a good thing.
I can say, as someone who has set through 2 demos, I set through the first one before we decided to set the show up, and then y'all did a demo with my boss, and I'll say Alex does a really good demo for it being a tech demo. Alex is good because he sprinkles in some comedy in there, so you get a lot of laughs and everything. No, it really is a good demo, and I agree with you, Alex. Like the website, I told that was the first thing I said to you guys. Remember me? And I said, dude, your website. Or the first thing after you show me the demo, I said, your website does not do this thing justice. That's why when I made the thing, I was like, man, it's an AI call platform that does more than take calls. Like, I mean, it's incredible. And I like the fact that Mia, you, Alex, and Andre, that y'all built this thing to be versatile. It isn't just a tool to help receive calls and filter through them, and only take the ones you want. The additional value that comes with it about being able to, build the capacity, filter stuff through, weed out from the people you don't want to, be specific on even the things that you want the caller to hear, and you were talking about how y'all can even do it to where you can help negotiate rates and stuff. So, applause to y'all for building a platform that again, like I said, is very versatile, and has adaptability, because I think that is a big thing in any industry, but especially ours, and especially on the front that you guys are trying to help with. Things change every single day, and that's the problem with a lot of technology companies is they can't keep up. They just can't. They build it one way and they don't see the future, don't think about what's coming through, or hey, what other value can I add to this thing that I'm asking someone to pay all this money for?
Exactly. Right. And we're like you mentioned, we don't want people to think of us as just an AI phone platform, right? We want to be the communication platform for your entire company. So it's very extensive. You don't have to use AI if you don't want to, right? If you have some reps, why would you have AI pick up the call if the reps are already there? You know what I mean? You're already paying them. Let them do what they do best, which is build the relationships with the carriers, right? So we don't, that's kind of where we differentiate ourselves too. Like, we're not trying to replace anyone. We're just, taking the low hanging fruit, making your carriers, your reps become super reps, basically.
Yeah, but I could definitely see value like using you guys for, let's say, like spot freight, like accounts that just take up time. It doesn't really pay well, and like you spend 8 hours trying to book one load, like that type of stuff. But like also with overhead, man, like I hate to say it, but you could really kind of downsize your company. like, and not be paying, 3 people to do the job that one person could do. Like I've been in that situation where it's like you're scrambling to find, enough work to do, and like overhead costs, man, in this economy, you got to save every penny you can.
Yeah.
But
Hey, we're going
with
away
AI
from the
too,
penny,
like,
remember?
do what?
We're going away from the penny.
Oh, are they?
Yeah, they are discontinuing.
Dang. What am I going to throw at trains now?
Nichols.
But yeah, but AI though, like, I think it's definitely going to have its place in freight, but like in a different way than we think. Like you guys, absolutely, like AR, like accountable stuff, like definitely. But that's here and there. There's definitely some old school folks like don't even really know how to use their email. So
Yeah.
So we got a solution for them too. We got to meet people where they are. I think that's
yeah,
the most
absolutely.
important takeaway from our industry and every other one that has so many complexities is you can't just build a product. You have to really talk to people and help them with the tools that they have and help better those tools and help better those people. So that's our mission.
Yeah, and that's something I can definitely appreciate because like there is so much technology out there, and like a lot of these big cats out there, they'll give you their platform, but it's like you only really need to use like 10% of it, right? Like Salesforce, for example. Great products, but like, dude, as a freight guy, I don't need half the shit they have. I just need to know name, contact information, and I just want to see my phone calls and emails. That's about it. Like, but getting off topic here.
No, it's kind of on topic because that's we're going to have that CRM, carrier relationship management.
Really? Okay. When's that rolling out?
Soon. We're building towards that. It's not, it's kind of in our roadmap. I was mentioning it earlier too, right? But since we already have calls going through the platform, emails, you already have carrier information, so you can just look at the carrier and get a lot more information. Because, for example, someone like Salesforce, they're not integrated with Highway, My Carrier Portal, RMIS, or anything like that. With us, you can see all of that information. And when they called you, you can see what they talked about, transcripts, call recordings, pretty much everything.
Cool. We're going to let's talk about Brazilian. Let's talk about Brazilian jiu-jitsu. No, let's talk about Brazilian jiu-jitsu. Yeah.
Oh, Mia, you're dangerous.
Do you do jiu-jitsu too, Mia?
I do not.
No.
I dabbled in boxing for a workout for a bit, but that's about it.
Well, apparently Alex is a 20th degree black belt in jiu-jitsu. That's what it says right here. I'm looking at it right here, Hunter. You can go verify.
Actually, that's
black
wrong.
belt.
That was like the 30th degree black belt.
30th. I'm sorry. typo.
No, see, if my coach says this, I'm gonna be in trouble next time I go there. Be like, what are you? Let's see how good you really are. And then I'm gonna be home and be like, oh, my back hurts for some reason.
How long you been doing that, man?
So I've taken a little bit of a break now because of the the startup and everything. But I've been doing that for about 2-3 years.
I'm honestly wondering if some people know something that I don't, because I can't tell you. You are probably at least the 8th, maybe 10th person that we've spoke to that does some type of martial arts and is in logistics. Now, like, what are you guys preparing for that Mr. Hound and I do not know about? Like,
Bro, I used to do jiu-jitsu, man. It's like the greatest workout of all time, and you learn how to like defend yourself. So it's like a twofer.
Listen, when Dale calls and says, Alex, we have a mission, I gotta be ready.
Absolutely.
There's some fraudsters out there, man. They're getting limbs broken and everything. It's just me and Dale out there, in our jiu-jitsu costumes, just breaking necks.
I made a whole bunch of Chuck Norris memes for Dell and Freight Validate, and now I can see that I'm going to have to change all of those pictures to Alex memes. That's what's going to be. That's what they're all going to be. I'm going to talk to Dell about that. See if we can make that change.
No, but it's just like as you mentioned, it's just like an interesting sport, because like when you're there, it's very real. I mean, you know, no one's gonna actually break your limb or anything like that, you know, unless you don't tap, right? You know the saying, if you don't tap, you snap. I mean, hey, things happen, but it's just kind of like, I think a lot of the time, especially when we're busy, we're just in our heads, you know, especially like in this industry too, and in, you know, in technology, like you're the entire day, you're just like spinning, you're like running left and right, you got to do all these different things, and then there you're on the mat, and there's another person in front of you, literally trying to either choke you or break your arm or something. So none of that matters anymore. You know what I mean? Like your entire mind just goes blank, and all you think about is like, I'm trying to not get beat. You know what I mean? So it's just kind of, it's, I don't want to say calming, but calming, because all your thoughts throughout the day just disappear. Like there's no, you know what I mean? You don't think of anything else other than like, I hope this guy doesn't break my arm.
So Alex's advice for all you logisticians out there, if you're ever dealing with stuff in your work and you want to forget it, Alex suggested you go get your ass kicked. That'll make you forget it.
Pretty much.
No, man, I like that. Yeah, yeah.
What
Just
did Mike
funny.
Tyson what Mike Tyson say, right? Everyone has a plan until they get punched in the mouth.
In the face, I know, right? That's what it is. Everyone has a plan until they get punched in the face. Yes.
Yep.
Oh,
And it's true, let me tell you. Or you get
Yeah.
a knee to the face sometimes, you know, it's the same.
Yeah, very true. Very. Mia, what about you? Like, you know, tell us a little bit about you. You still into the dancing? You still taking dancing and stuff? What are you boxing still? What?
I haven't boxed in a minute, and I mean, I never had anyone hit me. I would just punch at the coach, which was fun. Gotta protect the, you know, the face. I like to go snowboarding, so I travel a lot, you know, for work and for fun. So for me, snowboarding is a cool thing because I mean, I live in Ohio. It's flat here, so I have to travel to snowboard. Over this New Year's, I went to Austria to snowboard, which was really cool. Got to, you know, hang out in the Alps for the new year and be in real snow. So I try to have a good time. I try to stay active and dance here and there between conferences as well. It's definitely a great way to socialize and stay fit without, you know, thinking about the fact that you're doing something healthy.
Yeah, I mean, personally, I do jiu-jitsu, I fight, but I would never do something as dangerous as snowboarding.
I think it's cool. I've never had a chance to. I would do it. I would ski. And you are the second person now that I know, oh, actually, Hunter and I know that has went snowboarding / skiing in the Alps. Our good friend Shifra Neary from Trusted. Yeah,
Met her.
I don't know if y'all know who they are. Yeah, Shifra.
Yeah,
Yeah, she
I met
was.
her.
Yeah. She was in the Alps last year, I think, around Christmas or whatever and stuff, snowboarding and stuff. So lucky you, man. Look at that. Globetrotter over here. And you know, I like you to talk about the hobbies I have, because Alex, you said it. Most people in logistics, you know, I mean, it's one of those industries that people kind of immerse themselves in, and a lot of it becomes your whole life in a sense. But because it's 24 hours, 365 days a year, you know what I mean? There really is like no off switch, you know, as the saying goes, freight doesn't stop, you know what I mean? So you know, a lot of people have, just like a lot of other professions, have that trouble, you know, unplugging and taking a step back and just doing something and freeing your mind, and you know, just being a human being and stuff, and recharging your batteries at the same time, even though it's, you know, physical output, you know, with the dance, snowboarding, you know, jiu-jitsu, whatever. It's, you know, like you both said, it's still, you know, freeing your mind and just being yourself and stuff. So that's
Yeah.
cool. Awesome. I like it. You know, we always like to, you know, let people get to know everyone a little bit, you know about your hobbies and stuff. And you know how it is, as they say, you know, you do business with people, you know what I mean? So
Yeah.
you get that connection and stuff. You never know. Someone may be watching like, man, I went snowboarding in the Alps and I'm going to get Mia to do a time trial. We're going to see who's better going down that cliff. No.
Right. Or you're gonna have someone saying, I want to beat Alex.
Hey, you watch out, Alex. You never, we know, let's see. Who is it? Joe Daniel. He does jujitsu. Does he do jujitsu?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he does jujitsu. And we just had a guy on that he trained with the Gracie family.
Oh, nice. That's jiu-jitsu royalty right there.
Yeah, Alan Giraldi. He was just on last week. He's a lawyer in the logistics industry. Yeah,
I mean, he probably needs all the help he can get. That's why he's fighting.
that's that's true, man. That's true. So
You got to be able to protect yourself.
yeah, it's just I don't know. A lot of people seem to take in our industry. I know it's like the popular martial arts style now. So but
Yeah. I mean, I was doing it before Zuckerberg was doing it, so I was doing it before it was cool. Just if he's listening to this,
whenever
listening.
I'm ready.
Yeah.
Let's go, Zuck.
Yeah, we're gonna stream it live here on the lounge.
Right. We'll get because Elon and Zuck never made it, but maybe me and Zuck we can do it. Let's try it.
Yeah, man. We'll set you up with what's his name? Jakey Paul. See how that one goes. Yeah.
He's from Cleveland too.
I think I'm too young for him.
Dude, it doesn't matter, bro. Like he'll pay you like $2 million just to take the fall, even if he knows he can beat you. What do you got to lose, Alex? National embarrassment, a $2 million multi-million-dollar check. Who cares? I'll let you punch me in the face flat. Sure, let's go.
Sure. Actually, Jay Paul is like from the suburb that I'm here in Ohio right now too. So
yeah, we're not going to get on that guy. He's that dude is a walking disaster. All right, so we're gonna close things out here. Last chance for y'all, Mia. You did say your last kind of part about WireBee, but let's walk back and Alex, we'll go with you first, and we'll let Mia close it out because she's the real boss.
You all know that, yes.
Yeah, Mia paid me $20 to say that. I just want you to know that, Alex.
$20. I wish you would pay me something too.
I'm cheap, man. I'm a cheap date, man. It's all hey, $20 all I need, man. I'll buy you a large pizza right there. All right, Alex. Was there anything else that you wanted to add, or maybe reiterate on that we touched on throughout the show? Give yourselves or the company, some plugs or anything like that.
Yeah. Listen, I'm not a salesperson. I'm a tech person, so take that with a grain of salt. But yeah, basically, as we talked about in the entire call, we're trying to make WireBee basically be an entire communication platform for the freight industry. So while we do focus on brokers right now, we are going to move towards carriers as well. And come check it out. Talk to us, and tell us what you think. Tell us if there's a feature that you're like, I really wish it would have this. We'll work with you. We'll get it implemented. We're all about customer service here, where I am at least. That's about it. That's about it from my side. I'm just a technical founder. I'm not in marketing, sales, or anything like that. So,
but you get
it's pretty good, Alex.
They just keep me
good
for the pretty face.
You got a face for radio. Just like me, just like Hunter, bro. You can't believe that we're on here, man. No, you do a phenomenal job, Alex. You really do. You do, man. For being a tech person, like most tech people, it's a thing. Like they're either quiet, reserved, they don't say a lot, or when they do talk, they just go down that rabbit hole of the techie stuff, man. You're a very easygoing guy, dude. You're very relatable, and you sell the product real well. I wish Andre would have been here too, because he's the same way, man. Like,
right,
and I think that's why Mia keeps you guys around, so she can just sit in the office and play Candy Crush and have you guys, do all the sales and everything.
Keeps us around. She can go to the Alps. Someone's got to stay back.
There you go. Oh man, there you go. Ooh, I'll tell you what, man. Alex is going to go to the office tomorrow and his key ain't going to work.
No, I can't because the vid. See, I can't.
Oh, that's right. That's for next week when you go back in. Key's not going to work. Me's like, I'm sorry, man. We moved buildings. I forgot to see the change of address form.
If she answers the phone,
Mia,
I have you on the WireBee block list.
Dang.
Wow. Well, luckily I built that, so I know how I can go.
Oh my god, dude! How funny would that shit happen? And then Mia, what you should do is you should get Alex to design some type of really messed up message and not tell him he's making it for himself, and so that way when you do block him, he gets to hear his own message to himself.
No, I'm nice. Actually, that's a funny story because initially when we had the first the client asked for a feature to block certain carriers. like I came up with the message, and then they listened to it, and I said, "We can't play this." It was
What
just
was the message? What was it?
it wasn't bad or anything. It was just like something, we can't do
Cut and
business with
dry.
you, goodbye, or something. Just very
What's the message now? Is there a message now?
yeah. It says something like thank you for your call. However, at this time, because of the compliance checks or whatever, you can't do business with the broker's name or something. Much nicer than my original.
Oh, you got to make it something like super annoying like this.
It is customizable, so they could make it.
That's what you got to have fun with it, man. Yeah,
It is customizable, though. We're not trying to lose them any customers either.
That's good stuff. Mia, what about you? Do you have anything that you want to add that you didn't add earlier, or to give yourself some personal plugs or some additional ones for the company as well?
I guess I just gotta say, if you guys get on a demo with us, we're not this funny. We're not always just cracking jokes. We're really enjoying ourselves on this show. So thank you, Pedro and Hunter, for having us on. This has been a lot of fun, and can't speak for Alex, but I would love to come back anytime.
I mean, I don't know. Speak for yourself. I'm kind of like this funny on all the calls, even when I'm down with the bid. I mean,
I can attest that there is humor to the call, but you guys, again, the demos are great. I mean, they're very informative, but I want to say that the great dynamic with you, and I'll say you three, even though Andre isn't here, is y'all are able to read each person. Like when I did my first demo with you guys read me, and we chuckled, we BS'd around and stuff like that. And when you guys talked with my boss Kyle, and you're like, oh man, like we thought Pedro was crazy. This freaking dude is on 8,000 different medications for sure. Same thing. You talk to him, but you were also able to address his concerns very quickly and speak to him and tell him where the benefit stuff was. So but I mean, it's what good though. Again, people do business with people first. You know what I mean? Like you can have an amazing product, but people don't jive with your sales team or your customer service team or whatever it is, you may not get that sale. So, you got to be personal, just like we are. Hunter and I talk about that a lot this show, about how hard it is to be personable to our prospects and our clients, because they want to do business with us before they do business with a company. You know what I mean? So we have to sell ourselves first.
Yeah, and that's why we don't have recorded demos. That's why we do all the demos, live, organic, free range.
Yeah. Well, if they want to do a demo, what would they do, Mia?
Just go to our website and fill out the form, and we'll get back to you.
There you go.
And
they'll get back to you quick, really quick. All right, we're going to do a quick little sponsor break, and then Mr. Howland and I will come back with some exiting comments. So with WireBee, we talked about how versatile of a tool they are, and our new sponsor, Trailer Century by 7P GPS, is another extremely versatile tool. It is not just about helping to protect your equipment and the cargo inside of it, by making sure that no one can run off of the trailer. It has tons and tons of other uses, like helping with hours of service, tracking routes, doing maintenance schedules, and all sorts of things. So make sure y'all go to that website, scroll across the bottom of the screen, give them a call, shoot them an email, and tell them that you heard about it here on the lounge. Dude, it really is. I need to remake that video. I just chopped up the one they gave me, and it does not do this tool justice, man. It really doesn't. It's some really interesting tech that our buddies over here have got going on.
Yeah, it was
Freight
cool.
Ninja. Freight Ninja. What-cha? Truck parking done differently. Hey, we talked about Mid-America on this show before. We're talking about it every freaking show. We are going to be at the Freight Ninja booth at Mid-America Truck Show this year over in the, I believe it is the South Wing booth 368502, maybe. I'll have to check, but you're not going to miss us because it is not only going to be Mr. Hound and I, it's going to be John Cantero with Stop the Scam, Nate Johnson, Robert Bain with GLCS, Mr. Rob Carpenter, aka the Old Man, is going to hang out with us too. We are going to do morning show Coffee with the Lounge with Road Dog Coffee Company. All kinds of amazing things we're going to do at Matt's, and that is all thanks to Freight Ninja. They've been making this happen for us. So if y'all have not registered for Matt's, let us know. We have a special link for y'all. You can sign up, get you into VIP stuff and all that. And you can go and enjoy yourself. Have a wonderful time. That is the last weekend of March. So we hope to see everyone there. And if you look for truck parking, whether it's for your truck, 1 truck, 2 truck, 3 truck, 50 truck, your trailers, any type, any size, any amount, you need to hit up the gentleman over there, Freight Ninja. Website's across the bottom of the screen, and make sure y'all use that code so you can save some moolah too. Mr. Hound,
Yes.
got anything you want to close out with before we chop out this piece?
Well, yeah, talking about wanting to come back on the show. Good news for both y'all. You are now officially Lounge Lizards. So anytime you want to come back on with any updates, just want to hang out, whatever, just let us know. You're always welcome. But yeah, love what y'all got going on at WireBee. The story's cool. You guys are hilarious, but also like, I don't know, you just like job with us, so makes sense to me. But yeah, appreciate y'all kicking it with us. And I will be trying to come to Cleveland this fall.
Oh,
let's go to a Brownies game.
Come on up.
Do it.
Definitely let us know when you're gonna be up here, man. We're gonna hang out. We're gonna, do a live something,
Yes. We'll get into some shenanigans, no doubt.
Yeah, but that's not gonna be on live. That's gonna be outside.
No. Yeah. Absolutely not.
We got a couple buildings. We got the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame here. They should really pay me now for the city of Cleveland to do their marketing.
Yeah.
We got a couple buildings. We got a
run for mayor.
Yeah.
What you got, Pedro?
And only thing I have is to talk about what we got the rest of the week. Tomorrow, special show. I'll put the flyer out here in a minute for the second time, but we have Amber and her husband Christian from 365 Couriers coming on the show. They're a 3PL based out of North Carolina, have some warehouse space, a couple of trucks and everything. We want to highlight their business. They had some stuff go down. I'm not sure if it has to do with Hurricane Helene and everything from last year, but just some things happen, and they're going to come in here and talk about the struggles of owning a 3PL, and like I said, hopefully bring some highlight to their business, and help y'all out there find a new partner to do business with over there in the North Carolina region, whether it be using their warehouse space or their trucks or whatever. Friday we have Glenn, who we met at Supply Chain Social Club event. He is coming on the show to finish out our tech week. His company has a software platform that helps streamline everything inside the warehouse. I mean, this thing deals with labor management systems. It deals with robotic systems. It can integrate with all types of stuff. It is all about making the goods flow out of that building quicker into the truck, make things more efficient, and essentially makes our supply chain more efficient, because everything starts at the ship and the manufacturer. The quicker we can make that stuff happen, the better off the supply chain can be. So be on the lookout for that Friday as well. And with that, as I always say, chunk them deuces, Mr. Hound, roll that beautiful bean. footage.
The views and opinions expressed on this show by its guests are not necessarily those of Lounge Media Group or the show host. So if you sue someone, make sure it's the party responsible for hurting your feelings. Also, grow up, be an adult, and understand not everyone thinks like you. And that's okay.